I find myself being attracted to the weirdest shit almost always. The cycle always goes like this. I see edits of this weird piece of media on the internet through memes and other cringy ass edits on Instagram recommended to me. I say, wow, that's fucking stupid, and slowly build up a hate for it. After about 3 months of the algorithm beating the shit out of me with the thing that I hate, I finally give in and watch it or play it. And 50% of the time, I'm right and it's terrible. But the other 50% of the time, I end up absolutely loving it. But this didn't happen to me with Yakuza. Let me set the stage. Like 4 years ago, Microsoft added Yakuza 0, Kiwami, and Kiwami 2 to the Game Pass. I saw 0 on it and thought it looked like Sleeping Dogs, one of the most underrated games I've ever played. So I gave it a shot. And I didn't get into it. The tutorial for that game is way too long, and I got tired of it pretty fast and didn't touch it. Fast forward a little bit, and Microsoft adds the remastered collection to the Game Pass. And thinking Kiwami 1 and 2 are spin-off games, I decided to check out Yakuza 3. And despite not knowing literally fucking anything that happened in that game because I didn't play 2 or 1, I finally caught on a little bit and really started to enjoy myself. Since I finished my second or third game in the franchise, I kept saying to myself, there's no way that every single one of these games is this good, right? And then I would play the next one, and I would say the same thing after until I beat every game in the series. Left absolutely flabbergasted, I took to the internet to see if critics and normal people agree with my statements. Yakuza 0, 10 out of 10 on Steam, 90% on PC Gamer because we don't use IGN in this household. Kiwami, 9 out of 10. Kiwami 2, 10 out of 10. 3, 9 out of 10. 4, 9 out of 10. 5, 9 out of 10. 6, 9 out of 10. Like a Dragon, 10 out of 10. Ishin, 9 out of 10. Gaiden, 10 out of 10. Every game in this series no lower than a 9 universally is a pretty big sign that you're working with something special here. Even the biggest franchises in the world don't get that amount of praise for this long. While writing this, I haven't played either 1 or 2 on the PS2, so I'm gonna go do that real fast. Yeah, they're just Kiwami with a lot less content and a fixed camera. The gameplay feels surprisingly smooth for a PS2 game, though it was definitely improved in the coming games. What has really been a head scratcher for me, all these games minus 7 and 8 followed almost the exact same format. And I understand the term, if it isn't broke, then don't fix it. But you would think after 20 plus years of the same game being made, people would get bored of it. When you break it down, there's a few key things that are in every Yakuza game. A little bit of punching, a little bit of kicking, over-the-top nonsense that rivals the most ridiculous B movies and stupidity, a giant leveling system that makes you increasingly more overpowered until you're more powerful than the cutscene version of yourself. A fantastic story that somehow I always forget by the time I'm done with the game. So many side quests and mini-games. Spoiler for every Yakuza game. Kiryu dying at the end of every single game and somehow coming back the very next game. But these are the standard of, I'm pretty sure, every single main entry in the series. And I feel that every one of them, besides maybe the last one, has a major impact. The side quests are personally my favorite part of the entire series. Besides the characters and the story, I remember more side quests in this entire franchise than I do main story points. Yakuza 0, Majima joins a breakdancing team and beats the shit out of everybody. Kiwami 1, Majima is so head over heels for his boyfriend that he plans these elaborate schemes to get Kiryu to fight him, going so far as to fake a zombie apocalypse and make himself a zombie to help Kiryu get his groove back. Skipping forward a little bit, okay, we went a little too far. In short, the charm that comes from the side content in these games is a major reason I keep coming back to the series. If the entire franchise was like the first 2 games, following a still badass but characterless Kiryu through all the grittiness of the story without all the funny silly bits, it wouldn't be as memorable. Would I rather see Kiryu get surrounded by 500 guys and take them all on in a fight, right? Or see Kiryu get surrounded by a bunch of guys and have Majima screaming in a pink garbage truck almost run over Kiryu to save him in the nick of time. I'm taking anything with Majima. This guy is the crown fucking jewel of the Yakuza series. You could put this man in the ending of Red Dead Redemption 2, and it would stop me from crying. Which gets us to our next spot. The characters in the world of Yakuza are beyond memorable. They're iconic. Let's take our protagonist of the series, Kiryu Kazuma, a stern man hardened by the cruel fate that life has dealt him. His 3 moods are inconceivable rage, agonizing sadness, and cold brick wall stare. Take that and you pair him with, I don't know, this guy, and you have a match made in heaven. While in a huge story fight, Majima appears out of nowhere and gets shot spot and seemingly dies for a little bit. What does Kiryu do? No fucks, he just walks away. And what does Majima do the next scene? Runs a bulldozer through the building that Kiryu is fighting in and causes a hostage situation. Just basing this entire argument off of one character doesn't even do this series justice, because there's so many fantastic characters. Money Man, Motorcycle Man. Oh no. A lot of these characters die in the games that they're featured in, but are cemented as cornerstones in the series because they're so well made and do the most outlandish shit humanly possible. Like a Dragon is where things really started to dive into true insanity. Up until this point, the games were mostly based in reality, but then this schizoid fucker was introduced, and ever since then, things have been weird. Well, weird is an understatement. Honestly, this might be one of the most tame games in the entire series when it comes to the actual story, but sweet fucking Jesus, the side missions and the main part of the game, the battles are just the peak of what the Yakuza series does best. Really, really weird, fun stupidity. The best way I can describe this is just to show it to you. So you're walking around Yokohama, suddenly a gang of street ruffians are on the attack. They charge at you and change their appearance immediately. From a bunch of twinks and hoodies to, honestly, it's such a wide variety of things, I'm not even going to be able to say what they are because I will probably get it wrong. But wow, that one right there sure is weird, isn't it? Then your gang turns into whatever job they're into at the moment. The enemy runs up to attack you, and instead of like throwing sand in your face to weaken your defense or whatever, like in other RPGs, this guy, end quote, starts talking mad shit, end quote, which lowers your defense. You won't find this in any other franchise, and that's what makes the Yakuza games so special. They nailed down the formula for the past 20 years and are still continuing to make fun and different versions of this game, while still sticking to its true formula. Though Like a Dragon and its sequel are turn-based games, they still feel like Yakuza games. Like mentioned before, I said I wasn't a big RPG guy. And that's true, but I still had a lot of fun with the combat in Like a Dragon. I just wish it wasn't as grindy. And I know I said beforehand that I think that Yakuza 5 is a terrible game, but going back and playing the game, I think I was just burnt out. It's got a very slow start, but the game itself is really good. So overall, I would say the Yakuza games are one of the most perfect series to be made, literally ever. There hasn't been a franchise like Yakuza to consistently make great games every single time that they make them, and that's just something to applaud Sega and Ryugato Gotoku for making such a great franchise. That's really all I had for the rest of the script. I really enjoy the Yakuza games. I think that they're fantastic, and I've enjoyed every single one that I've played. Though it took me some finicking to get into the RPG stuff, and I literally had to cheat to make myself enjoy it, but honestly, that's just a skill issue on my behalf. But I really like them, and that's why I'm making this video, is to show my passion and actually make a video on me not talking shit about something. Here it is. This is a game that I like and that I enjoy. Also, I have a Patreon. You can check it out. I'll leave it in the description. But that's it. That's all I got. So I hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you later.